Hello everyone, I welcome you to my channel. Today I am going to show you how to install the latest version of Android Studio on Windows operating system. So to install Android Studio, you need to first simply go to favorite browser and to just simply search over here Android Studio download and hit enter. And this will show you this download Android Studio. So you need to open this link and it's going to redirect to the official site of Android Studio. So this link I am going to provide right in your description, so you can directly use that link to land over here. And once you are here, you can see that our latest version of Android Studio, that is version Iguana, is available to download. So you need to click on this download button and it's going to show you this license agreement. You need to first click on dismiss over here, and this is license agreement. You need to scroll down and you need to check this, and then you need to click on this download button, and immediately you'll be seeing that our Android Studio is rightly started downloading the latest version of Android Studio. I have already downloaded it, so I'll cancel this. I'll minimize my browser. I'll go to my download directory and you can see our Android Studio latest version is already been downloaded over here. So just simply double click on the installer in order to install it locally on your system, and it will ask you for administrative privileges. Click on yes. So let's minimize our download directory. So you can see welcome to Android Studio setup. Click on next. So here we are going to use our Android phone itself, so we don't want to install unnecessarily a virtual device, so that will increase our space. So you can see now it is showing 3.5 gigabyte of space that you need to have, but once I uncheck this, you can see immediately it got shrinked into 2.5 gigabyte, right? So that's why we don't need to install any virtual device. We all are having at least one Android phone, right? So you can use that Android phone itself to test our application, so you don't need any virtual device. So I'm going to uncheck that, and then I'm going to click on next. So this is where our Android Studio is going to be installed. Click on next. So this is what they're going to create, our Android Studio folder, which is totally fine. Click on install and you can see our installation is rightly began. So let's wait for a couple of minutes to get it finished installing on our system. So we'll come back and you can see that our Android Studio is rightly installed, so it is completed our setup. So you can click on next. So start our Android Studio. So let's click on finish to launch our Android Studio. You can see our Android Studio is rightly open. Do not import settings. So since we are installing it for the first time, so we don't want to import any previous settings, so I click on OK, and you can see welcome to Android Studio. So just simply click on next over here. So now under install type, I'll be recommending you to proceed with custom installation. So just simply click on next after that. So here under SDK component, as I have told you, we don't want any Android virtual device, so I'm going to uncheck this. I'm going to also uncheck emulator, and also I'm going to keep this Android Studio 14 and then Android Studio SDK. Alright, so these two. So all other things are fine now. Just simply click on next. So we are good to go. Click on next. So these are all which going to install. Click on next, and then this is our license agreement. You need to select the first one. Click on accept. Then again you need to select this one. Click on accept, and then you need to click on finish. And you can see that our download is rightly began, right? So it's going to download a lot of files from internet, and then it's going to install it locally on your system. So you need to have active internet connection right throughout this installation, and this will take significant amount of time, I would say. So it will nearly take like 10 minutes. So once we are done with this entire process, I'm going to again back to this video. So we'll come back, and now you can clearly see that our all component it rightly installed. So our Android SDK is up to date. So you can just simply click on finish now. So it's going to start launching our Android Studio. So we'll come to Android Studio. You can always maximize this, and here if you just simply click on new project, it will show you this new project window. So you can always click on this empty activity and click on next over here. So here you need to provide your project name. I'm going to give the project name as Hello Android, and you can see our package name is also rightly set. So it's going to create our project on this location. So on our users folder, it's going to create Android Studio projects, and within that it's going to create our Hello Android project. Alright, so everything is fine. So now here it is telling that our minimum SDK is API 24, that is Android version 7.0. So all the Android phones which is Android 7.2 and above will going to support our Hello Android project. So you can see that about 96.3% of the total available Android devices is going to support, so which is quite a significant number. So everything is fine. So we are going to use Kotlin. So everything is fine, just simply click on finish and it's going to start creating our project. So you can see it is rightly started creating. You can always maximize this. So it's going to first show you this what's new in Iguana, and you can always read all the latest things that are there on this version. And you'll be seeing that it is starting downloading some of the very important packages, the Gradle and all. So again, you need to have active internet connection, so it will take some time to download all the stuff and then installing it locally on your system. So you need to have active internet connection also. So again, this will take some time, about 10 minutes I would say again. So you can grab some coffee or tea, whichever you like, and just spend some time over here. Alright, so after that you can again come back to this video. Yep. So welcome back once again, guys. So now you can see that our all packages and libraries are directly installed. So you can see that nothing is running up here. So everything is done now. So our project is also successfully opened. So if you expand this app, you will be able to see we have this Kotlin plus Java. So if you again expand this, you will be able to see the project that you have created, which is Hello Android, is also showing over here. So if you again expand this, you will be able to see this main activity.kotlin file is also opened over here. So that is the file that you are currently seeing over here. So it's containing this code, right? And here you can see that we have this article on what's new on Iguana. So you can always read this, and you can also minimize this. Here is our project. So we are developing it is in Kotlin. So Kotlin, then main activity.kt, that is the Kotlin file, is already been opened over here, right? So here is our code. So if you click on this split screen, it's going to show you the design over here. So for that, first you need to click on this build and refresh, and it's going to start building our project, and it's going to show you the design part over here. So let's wait for a minute, and there you go. You can see the output, right? Hello Android. So basically, I am using i3 processor, i3 11th generation processor. So as many of my students are keep on asking that, sir, I have i3, so whether I'll be able to install Android Studio, whether I'll be able to run Android Studio and all that. So yes, you can do that. Okay, I am currently doing in i3 itself, so you can do that. So only thing is, probably you will need SSD. SSD will be very helpful, as probably if you are using hard disk, then you might see some sort of lag issue. But if you are using SSD, I would say it is totally fine. SSD 8 GB of RAM and i3 11th gen or 10th gen will actually do. Alright. So yeah, so here you can see the Hello World, Hello Android on the design plate. So let's say you want to change something here. Like let's say we have hello, right? So let's say we want to change with hello instead of hello. Let's say we are changing with hi. So as we change that, immediately you can see it is compiling, and here it is loading, and you can see the output hi Android, right? So whatever change you are making, immediately it's going to reflect it over here. So now the question is how we can run this project on our Android phone, right? So for that, the first thing that you need to do is you need to pick up your USB cable, and you need to connect that in your laptop over that cable and your phone, right? So this is I think everybody has done that. So you need to connect your laptop with the USB. I'm currently doing that. And in phone, it's going to ask you that whether you'd like to allow access to your phone data. So you need to click on allow over here, and as soon as you do that, it will again ask you whether you'd like to allow USB debugging. You need to again do allow for that, and when you do that, you can see that Samsung phone SM M12 7G phone is actually gets recognized over here, right? And when you get that device recognized within Android Studio, you click on this run button. So when you click on run button, what happens in the background is it going to start building our project. And if it gets successfully built, so let's say you don't have any errors on your program, so then only it will get successfully built. Okay, so when it gets successfully built, it's going to push that code as a APK format into our phone. So in our phone, you will be able to see shortly that this Hello Android app going to be installed there and going to be also launched over there, right? So it takes some time, so let's wait for some time. So you can see that our installed successfully. So Gradle build is finished, and in our phone you can see the output Hi Android, right? So you can clearly see that that is coming. So in this way you can easily install Android Studio. You can easily create Android project. You can easily use your Android phone itself to do all sort of testing that you are developing within Android Studio. So only one thing that I'd like to mention is probably you might not get straightforwardly connected with your phone. So that's because probably the developer option might not be enabled. So for that you need to go to settings over here and need to scroll down, and here you can see that we already have developer option enabled, right? So that is because I have enabled that. So now I am going to show you how you can enable that. So you need to have this developer option enabled. So only when it is enabled, then only you will be able to connect with your laptop. Okay, so for that you need to let's first disable a developer option, then only I will show you. So now I am disabling it. So I have disabled it. So let's go back. So now you no longer going to see that developer option, right? Only you are seeing only about phone. So you need to click on this about phone, and then you need to click on this build number. So you have to keep on clicking on this build number, then it will show you this the pattern. So I'll give the pattern, and now you can see that developer mode is turned on. So you have to keep on clicking this build number for some time. So it doesn't matter what phone you are using, you basically understood the point, right? You need to go to your about section, then go to software information, and then you need to click on the build number. So you can see on Google also like how you can enable a developer option on your phone. So probably if you're using Redmi, you probably need to sign into some sort of account they will probably ask you. So it varies from phone to phone, but you basically understood the point, right? The point is you need to have developer option enabled. Once you have that, you go back and you can see that developer option is right now there. So go there, and here you need to again scroll down and you need to enable this USB debugging. Enable that, click on OK. So once you have that, then only it will ask you that pop-up. So accept this, allow, and you will be able to see your phone right on your Android Studio itself. All right, so that is another point that I wanted to mention. So probably in my previous videos I have already talked about this. Probably you might not have seen those things, so that's why I wanted to repeat that again. All right, so yeah, so that's how you enabled your developer option, and you enabled your phone as a developer option, and you connect that over your Android Studio. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much all about this video. I know this video is a bit long, but I hope I was able to help you. So I was able to explain all the things related to Android Studio and how to create project and all that, and use your Android phone itself, right? So in this way I can easily install Android Studio on a Windows operating system. I have also started Geeky Syntax channel, so here regularly I am posting coding related videos. So please do subscribe our Geeky Syntax channel, and if you are interested you can also subscribe our Geeky Script Vlogging channel. So that is basically all about this video. Thank you very much for watching this video, and God bless you all.